Hi everyone. An older version of me used to be a people pleaser, and it was a very bewildering people pleaser because I used to spend a lot of effort on making other people happy, even if it made me unhappy. But I used to do it in such a way that everyone perceived it to be me doing whatever I wanted to do. Now this is a double whammy. When this kind of situation continues and I keep doing things for other people, I keep feeling unappreciated. One fine day, I explode. And when I explode, everybody is bewildered because up until now, everyone thought I was doing what I wanted. And then I started making a change. First off, I started looking at what makes me happy. What are my boundaries? And I decided that I will speak up. Okay? And when I did that, it brought about a very pleasant change in my personality. So I started becoming less anxious. And because I was less anxious and I was taking care of myself, I found it easy to take care of the people around me. You know what they say, you can't share from an empty cup. When it comes to speaking up, there are some common mistakes that all of us make. The first one is the mistake I spoke about. Remain silent about something that's bothering us, and then it keeps happening again and again and again until one fine day we lose our tolerance for that event and we explode. I read somewhere that this is toggling between silence and violence. So we are quiet, and then it becomes too much and we explode. And our explosion bewilders everyone around us. We immediately toggle back to silence. Silence, violence, silence, violence. That's not going to help anyone. The second common mistake that we all do is that somewhere along the line, we have told ourselves that if someone really loves us, then they will know what we are thinking without us having to tell them. They should know. They are all mind readers. In many situations, unless we tell people what we are feeling and thinking, people don't know. So this is a very common mistake. The third common mistake that we do is once we've made up our mind to speak up, right? Well done you. We then lose perspective and we speak up with a lot of aggression. We forget that speaking aggressively doesn't get results. Being assertive is very different from being aggressive. Similarly in the work situation, it's very important that you speak up, but many people don't because they don't want to rock the boat, which is fine. Because when you don't rock the boat, everything is very peaceful and good. But what also happens is that you get branded a follower. If you want to be a leader, you need to speak up. You need to put across your creative ideas in a way that acknowledges that while you respect authority, you place your company's well-being first. Another mistake that many people make in a professional setting is they think that, it's not probably a very unique idea. I'm sure somebody's thought of it. Let me not put it across. But the point is, your perspective is unique. Nobody else will have your perspective. So it's worth putting the idea across. And you never know. Other people may have done the same mistake. They may have thought of it but not put it across. And then when they hear this idea, they might become your champions. The reason I speak very confidently about all these mistakes is very simple. I've made every one of these mistakes. Now, having made these mistakes, what is the point if I don't share with you what helps me speak up in an effective and assertive manner? So that's what I'm going to do, and I hope it helps you. So the first thing is, usually we don't speak up because we are afraid of what might happen if we do speak up. I say, why not reverse this thinking? Why not ask ourselves the question, what happens if I don't speak up? What are the consequences of not speaking up? At this point, I have to make a disclaimer. I'm not talking about violence or abuse. These are all very, very serious, complicated subjects which only a psychologist or a psychiatrist should talk about. I'm not qualified to speak about those subjects. What I'm talking about are very simple equations, relations, emotions, professional working situations, etc. The answer to the question, what happens if I don't speak up, is what will determine whether you should speak up now or not speak up. See, life is not black and white. There are lots of grays. In many situations, when you speak up, you might cause inconceivable hurt to the other person, whereas keeping quiet is not so hard. So you might want to make that choice. The second thing that helps me is timing. Because many times we've been thinking about speaking about something that's bothering us, but we delay and then our emotions are rising and then we are bubbling away inside, and then one fine day we just spew out everything. Right? And when we do that, we are not being logical, we are not being rational, we are probably being aggressive, and as a result, we end up not saying what we wanted to say in the first place. So timing is very important. We need to speak up about things that bother us before emotion blinds us. And when we do pick this correct time, we must remember that not every occasion when we speak up needs to be a conflict. It needs to be a conversation. And we need to make sure that our words are assertive and not aggressive. What helps me, I find, is to establish right at the beginning that I respect the person with whom I'm having a conversation. Then I slow down the pace at which I speak. You might have noticed I speak really fast, but when I want to have an important conversation, I slow the pace down. And I also make sure that I'm not talking in a raised, high-pitched voice. I tend to lower the pitch as well. All of this tend to help make the person on the other side a bit more receptive. Works for me. And the third point, accept your victory gracefully. When someone sees your point of view and agrees that this is not the way things should have been done, don't double guess them. Don't say, are you sure? They've said okay. Leave it at that. And if later you find that because they've said okay, there are other consequences that you're facing, then it just means that you have understood this relationship a little bit better. Isn't that right? And the fourth point is when they don't agree, when they don't see your point of view about what's bothering you, that's when you invite them to a dialogue. You listen to their point of view. And it's very important that you do, because how else are you going to put across an effective counter argument? Good point. A lot of the times when I'm collating my thoughts and putting them across in points, people think that, oh, she's doing it so well, she's doing it perfectly. Sorry to disabuse you of that notion. I make the same mistakes. I stumble. I don't speak up when I have to. Sometimes I speak up aggressively when I shouldn't. I end up having a shouting match. All of this happens. But it's okay. We are all work in progress. The reason we make all these points and put them into a skeletal framework is so that we can work on improving ourselves, so that we can become a better version of ourselves. Well, this is the approach that helps me, and I share it in the hope that it might help you too. Keep your life sunny side up.